Hello, I am Dr. Mugdha Raut, a consultant obstetrician and gynecologist and a clinical reproductive immunologist. We have our centers, Dr. Raut's Center for Reproductive Immunology in Mumbai, Nagpur, Pune, Delhi, Hyderabad and Bangalore, where along with my husband Dr. Mohan Raut, we treat couples with repeated miscarriages, repeated IVF failures and unexplained infertility with the help of lymphocyte immunization therapy or LIT and other passive reproductive immunomodulatory treatments. One of the commonly asked questions to us is what is the scientific mechanism behind LIT and how does it enhance fertility? So let us discuss these two parts. First is the scientific mechanism. So for the protection of a normal pregnancy, the immune system plays an important role. There are three immune factors that are important for pregnancy protection. The first one is the Th1-Th2 balance. The immune system has two types of responses, inflammatory and anti-inflammatory. The inflammatory response is required for destroying infection and other pathogens, while the anti-inflammatory response is required to protect our own body from immune attack, that is autoimmunity, and the protection of pregnancy. This is called as Th1-Th2 balance and it is important to protect the pregnancy. The Th1 cells produce the Th1 cytokines which are inflammatory and the Th2 cells produce the Th2 cytokines which are anti-inflammatory and their balance is important. Increased Th1 response will lead to reproductive failures. The second immunological factor is the Th17 and the T regulatory cells balance. Increased activity of Th17 cells leads to pregnancy failures, while the T regulatory cells protect the pregnancy. The third immune factor is the role of the natural killer or NK cells. The NK cells play an important role in the allorecognition of pregnancy. They have inhibitory and activating receptors. Increased activity of the inhibitory receptors leads to the allorecognition and protection of pregnancy. Abnormalities in these mechanisms leads to reproductive failures. Depending on what stage of pregnancy it impacts, we can have either implantation failure or miscarriage. Now coming to how does LIT act? It is now known that the lymphocytes have immunomodulatory activity and it is due to the surface marker CD200. When the lymphocytes are injected into the skin, they are picked up by the dendritic cells and presented to the immune system of the mother. They stimulate the B cells and the T cells. Stimulation of B cells produces the blocking antibodies, also known as asymmetric antibodies. And stimulation of the T cells produces the Treg cells, which are protective to the pregnancy. One important thing to remember here is that only freshly prepared lymphocytes have the immunomodulatory activity. The CD200 marker required for the immunological activity is destroyed if the lymphocytes are used from the stored blood. Thus, LIT restores the Th1 and the Th2 balance and the Th17 and the T regulatory cells balance. Here, I would like to mention that the LIT procedure at our centers is done by a patented process. It is a one-time 3-hour process. The couple is asked to plan pregnancy 4 weeks after LIT and the effect of LIT lasts for almost 18 months. Thank you.